Hey y'all, I'm coming at you live from the store, and it has just been so long since I've done a pop-up. I think it's been well over a month. My last pop-up was on, I think, December 8th or December 9th, and long story short, I have a pop-up coming up on, is there somebody next to me? I'm in a parking lot. Long story short, I have a pop-up this upcoming Friday, and it is a night market, so I have a lot of things that I need to do to prepare. I need to make a whole bunch of inventory. I need to just check to make sure like all of my displays and everything are okay. What else do I need to do? I need to buy some batteries for my LED lights, like my little fairy lights, because this is a night market and it's gonna be inside, but they're doing this thing where they're gonna dim the lights completely down by like 90%, and I'm so nervous because why have a market if it's gonna be pitch black dark? I'm confused, but I feel like it's gonna be an actual like good turnout, so that's why I want to do it, just to get an experience, because this is a market that came about I think pre-COVID, and they're like coming back out again, and this is their very first one. So because I think it's going to be a good turnout, I decided to go ahead and do it. And with that being said, I'm taking a huge risk. We'll see. I'm about to go into the store. I need to buy some batteries for my fairy lights, like I said, and then I also need to buy me some flowers, and I'm putting that on the business card because I deserve some flowers. One thing about it is I'm going to treat myself, and I use my business card for that sometimes, and this week I am treating myself with flowers. Don't argue with me. Thanks. Hey y'all, it is pop-up day. I am all set up, and girl, it has been a day. It has been a week. Oh my, I hope I don't get flagged for this music, but I just want to check in and say that I'm here. And you saw the display, it's a little empty. That is a story for another day. But I'm so excited about tonight. I got me a fresh cup of coffee right before I got here, so hopefully I'll be up for this event, which is from 6 to 11 p.m. Girl, not me sweating. See, stay tuned. Hey y'all, I have about an hour left and I just wanted to check in. I'm tired. 11 o'clock is a long time. Like, that's late. Anyways, I'm gonna push through. Almost there. Hey y'all, I am back. It has been quite a while since my last pop-up. My pop-up was on, shoot, I didn't forget what day it was on. My pop-up was on, I think, the 26th. And it's just been such a rough week since then, and leading up to my pop-up, it was a rough week as well. So it's just been like back-to-back things that's been happening. I do want to start off with saying that about a week ago, my papa passed away, and that's been really hard for me and my family to deal with, considering we haven't lost anyone close in my family at all. So it's just all new ground to navigate. So I've been really trying to stay in prayer and just keeping my family in prayer and just being there for my mom. To say the least, it's been a lot, but we're holding on to the word of God and just, standing on faith and not allowing the enemy to just tamper with our minds, and just remembering like all the good memories that we had with my papa, and just loving on one another during this hard time. But yes, so that's why I've been absent for so long. I wanted to allow myself some time, just to grieve and to mourn in private. And I'm not sharing any of this to get any type of, like, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. Like, I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you. Anyways, let's get into what happened at the pop-up and before the pop-up. So let's just get right into it. So the pop-up took place on January 26th, and it was from 6 to 11 p.m. So it was a night market. And y'all know how I feel about night markets. It's really like hit or miss with my brand, my business, what I represent. The vendor fee was $60. I had my first sale at 8:58. I had my first sale at 5:58 p.m. And mind you, the event didn't start until 6. So it was a lot of people just kind of walking around the space before the event even started. And I had to tell a few people, like, I'm almost set up, like, I'm almost there. I promise it's gonna look a little bit better because people were just hounding, like trying to like buy stuff before I was even set up. Like before I even put the table covers on, people was looking. I'm like, girl, hold on a second. Anyway, so whenever I was able to just get situated and everything, people are just there waiting, and that's a blessing within itself, because it's just like, dang, like I have that much of appeal already. But yeah, so first sale was at $558. My sales goal for the night was $200, and how I came up with that sales goal was I took my vendor fee of $60 and I multiplied that by 2. So that's $120. Then I took my hourly rate of $16 an hour and multiplied that by the number of hours that I was gonna be at the event, which was 5 hours. Don't ask me to do that math right now. I think all in all, it came out to be $200. So yeah, that's how I got my sales goal. I also went ahead and did an hour by hour kind of just like a log, so I could see like how many sales I made. And also I doodle whenever, you know, it's like a slow period, or when people are at my booth and I don't want to be like hounding them and making them feel like I'm just watching their every move. I'll just doodle a little bit and I'll allow them to see like I am doodling. And I do let people know that if they have any questions, just to let me know. But I don't like watching them while they shop. Like, who likes to be watched while they shop? Anyways, so I keep this little journal with me, just to keep myself occupied whenever I have any customers. That being said, I did an hour by hour sales sheet, and yeah, let's get into how busy the day was, or how unbusy it was. So the very first hour, from 6 to 7 p.m., I had 8 sales, which is really good. And then the second hour, from 7 to 8 p.m., I had 11 sales, which is fantastic. And then from 8 to 9 p.m., hour 3, I had 4 sales, and 9 to 10, it drastically slowed down. And I think I included a clip of just how slow it was. Like, I was just like doodling and drawing and kind of like reflecting on the event during that time. So 9 to 10 p.m., I had 1 sale. And then 10 to 11 p.m., I had 3 sales, which was amazing. But I think those final sales ended up coming from vendors who were also there, like at the craft fair. Like they saw my table and they wanted to purchase something, and then also some friends too. So that's how I got those 3 sales. And then I also have noted here that we stopped at 10:36 p.m. as opposed to the 11 o'clock p.m. Stop time like we anticipated. The event coordinator, at first it seemed like he was pretty strict about what time we were going to end the market, and we had to all agree that we wouldn't pack up even if the event was slow. So I was surprised that he told everyone that we could go home, because it was just dead. Like, it was just no traffic by any means. So he let people go home early, which is good for me, because 11 o'clock p.m. is late. I went home. Peace. And I had a good night. I had a fairly decent night, I would say. Like, even with my sales, I don't know total how many sales I had. Let's try to add it up. Y'all, I'm not good at math, so I'm trying to use my fingers. 8 plus 11, 19. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27 sales. You'll have to keep watching to see if I met my sales goal, but quick math will tell you if I did or not. Hey y'all, this is Editing Ari, popping in to just tell y'all how much I made. Right after I cut off the video, I realized that I didn't share my final amount that I made. So I made approximately $600 in sales this night. And like I said, my sales goal was 200. So it was just, wow, it just blew my mind that I was able to make that much. So yeah, it was a really good pop-up. I can definitely see myself attending it again in the future. What else? Okay, now let's talk about the day of the pop-up and just everything that had happened. So this is gonna be just like day of reflection of the pop-up. So I have my laptop right here, just with different talking points. So leading up to this pop-up, I was so unmotivated just to create because I have had an influx of sales online, which is great, but at the same time, having sales online and having to prep for a pop-up, it can just be so overwhelming because I'm just constantly making, and y'all know I'm a mom of a 1-year-old toddler, and baby girl has been so busy and just wanting my attention 24/7. So that's a lot in itself. Like being a stay-at-home mom is a job. So basically I have 2 jobs. So I'll have to, watch and manage baby and also create my online orders and create for the pop-up, which is just a lot. It was very demanding, and more times than not I just wouldn't have enough time in a day to create for my pop-up. So it was a lot of last minute prep and just whipping out things that I knew that I could whip out in a short amount of time. So the day of the pop-up, my baby girl ended up catching a little cold, and that was a lot because she has never gotten sick, thank God. So just with how clingy and everything she was, I knew that it was something different going on. So I communicated that with my husband whenever he got home from work. We basically did like a switch off. So I packed up my car real quick and I was already running late because I was tending to Nora all day. All that being said, I was running late getting to the pop-up, and I really just had to hurry up and get things situated whenever I was actually there. It was a downtown event, so I had to find parking and I had to pay for a meter. It was just all a lot, but luckily I found a really good spot and I was able to get in and out really fast. I was able to set up my display pretty quickly too because I'm used to setting it up indoors now. So I got all that finished and set up before the 6 p.m. start time, which was great. I really didn't think that I was gonna be able to do it. Like I was even able to get a little bit of footage beforehand. Like that's how I was set up that far in advance, even with like the early sale and all that. So yeah, I made good timing in that sense. All right, now I'm gonna move on to, oh, my laptop is just all in everybody's face. Set that, put it back. Now I'm gonna go to my journal and just reflect on everything that I have written here throughout the night. And I honestly don't even remember what I wrote on here. Like it's been so long since I had this pop up, and between everything else that just happened, did y'all just see me hit my glasses? Between everything that's happened in between, it's just been like a lot on my brain. I've just been, it just feels like I have a heavy cloud on me. So I didn't completely forgot about what happened at this pop-up, to be frank. So first things first, I'm just gonna go through the bullet point and see what was going on. So the first bullet point says earrings used for the black print forgot only had about, and I stopped it there. I guess I couldn't finish my thought. Somebody must have talked to me. So yes, I completely forgot. It slipped my mind that all my Huggy hypoallergenic tarnish resistant earrings I ended up taking to this shop that my business is in now. And it was my very first drop off, and I wanted to sell earrings and bookmarks in the store. All that being said, almost all of my Huggy earrings I took to the store and I forgot. I forgot that I pulled those earrings out of my inventory for my pop-ups. So yeah, I had like none. I had maybe seven earrings for like my Huggy little display. And for whatever reason, those were selling like hotcakes at this past pop-up. So it just looked completely like bland and naked. But I feel like a lot of people, they would come to my booth and be like, oh, these are selling out. I'm like, yep, those are selling out. Because I wasn't lying. They really were selling out. Like I had, I think, a total of 7. And then it was one girl, she came by and she saw them and she loved them. She bought 2. So that brought me down to 5. And then more and more people would see it and they would make the comment, oh, these are selling out so fast. I'm like, yeah, they are going really fast. I only have a few left, and they would buy them. So that was strange. I didn't think that people would even find appeal in seeing something that's like empty. Like I always try to have my booth pretty full, but with it being more empty, I felt like more people thought that I was getting more traffic. So it was more incentive for them to buy things, which I'm not mad at, but I personally just didn't like the look of it. but it's something to basically just take note of for the future. Next bullet point, first sale before event started. Several people came early. Yes, I talked about that already. That was a lot, but you know, I'm not mad at having my first sale 2 minutes before the event started, and it was just like steady traffic after that. Phone at 20% at 8 p.m. No charger because new phone. How could I forget about this? So I forgot to charge my phone the day of the pop-up. Y'all know Nora was sick. I was stressing, just trying to get everything done. So I forgot to charge my phone. And I'm hardly on my phone throughout the day anyways, but you know, like a phone dies even if you're not on it all day. So my phone was at 20% at 8. No charger because I have an iPhone 15 because I normally keep, or always, and I still do, keep a little charger port fully charged, but since I got a new phone, my USB can't connect to like the base. So that was an issue. I was like, shoot, how am I gonna last throughout the night? Because I record on my phone. Like all my filming is done on my phone. So I was like, shoot, girl, like no more filming for you. And also all my payments are accepted through my phone. If you want to do Apple Pay or Square, like the tap, all that is on my phone. So I was like, okay, no more filming. And I actually did film because I was like, this battery's gonna have to stretch because I didn't have much footage at that time when I saw that I only had 20%. So I got a little bit more filming done, just like really quick. And then after that, I wasn't on my phone at all. I think I turned my brightness down all the way. I swiped up on all my apps, so they were just completely closed off. And I put my phone on the battery save mode. And spoiler, I made it throughout the night. I think whenever I got back into my car, I had about 7% or 7 or 13%. Those numbers are like in my mind for some reason. I think it was either 7 or 13% that I had left. Yeah, I was able to make it stretch, but that was so scary because if my phone would have died, I wouldn't have been able to accept any payments that I typically would have took on my phone. And I know I really do need to get a new card reader, and I used to have one and it was connected to my phone. So I need to make that investment and buy a card reader ASAP. Next bullet point is just it just says booth neighbors. So my booth neighbors, they were very reserved this time around. Like typically I have pretty friendly and outgoing booth vendors, and we talk a lot. And I say typically because one time I did have a booth vendor, and we're like not a booth, yeah, so a booth neighbor, yeah, not vendor, a booth vendor. So normally my neighbors and I would converse, and like basically that would be my friend at the end of the event. But this time around, both of my booth neighbors, they had their husbands or partners with them. So I was just sitting there riding through the night by myself, really didn't have any conversation other than with my customers. And that's okay. Like it wasn't bad by any means. But yeah, I was just grooving to the music. Grew into the music and just like in my own little world the whole entire night because I really didn't have anyone to talk to. But yeah, like I said, it was fine. Next bullet point says, gotta pee so bad! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. This was written at 8:17 p.m. Yes, and then I put an arrow and said code. Anyway, so this bathroom at this location, it was super fancy, and I didn't realize that I had needed a code to get in the bathroom. So the very first time I went to the bathroom, I think it was right before the 8:17, whenever I wrote that note at 8:17 p.m. But I get to the bathroom, I push the door open, it's locked. I'm like, I feel like I'm about to pee on myself. And I had just like ran to the restroom real quick because I had like a dead point, like a dead period. I was like, let me hurry up and use the restroom. Because I couldn't even ask anybody to watch my booth because my booth neighbors, they weren't talking to me. I'm like, I don't know, y'all. I can't be like, you want to watch my booth again? No. So I just hurried up and tried to use the bathroom. Bathroom's locked, so I immediately come back and I'm just like, oh, I have to use the bathroom so bad. So I'm just like rocking, trying to, hold it and everything. But long story short, this bathroom, you needed a code to get into it. So after a little while, I think maybe 30 to 40 minutes after, I ended up seeing the event host, And I asked him, I was like, is there a bathroom that we can use? I tried using the bathroom that I know of, and it was locked. And he was like, oh girl, it needs a code, like it has a code. And I was like, oh, I didn't even see it. So he was like, yeah, I can show you where the restroom is and the code. And I was like, I don't have anyone to watch my booth. And then he had a helper there at the event who was able to cover my booth. And I was like, oh, praise the Lord. Because girl, I was about to, I was about to, let's not even say what I was about to do. I'm just glad that I was able to get into the bathroom. So yeah, it was a code. I was able to take a quick restroom break. And then after that, I returned back to my booth. All right. Oh, so next it says drop $20, y'all. So after I went out the bathroom, I had brought $20 because I didn't know like what type of food was gonna be there, what type of like drinks or anything. And because of the event, it was kind of like a celebratory like New Year's type of event. So they had like champagne and different cocktails and sparkling drinks. So I wanted to make sure I tried one because they seemed pretty cool. Like I thought they were gonna be in like fancy glasses and stuff, but I still wanted to get something. Anyway, so I put my $20 in my pocket. And I think I had filmed around this time, and my phone took my phone out of my pocket, and my $20 must have fell out. And I was going to the little bar station, and I reached in for my money. Gone. I'm like, oh, no, where's my $20? Like all to myself, silently. And I backtrack, and I see my $20 on the floor, crispy 20. And I'm so glad that nobody was behind me, because they probably would have swiped that up. Yeah, because it's like at that point you don't know whose money it is. And I always try to return stuff like that, but there's just certain situations where it's just like, you found some money on the floor, it's a heavy traffic area, you can't really give it to somebody, be like, hey, I found $20, because if you give it to them, it's like they found $20. So I'm just glad that didn't happen, and I found my own $20 on the ground, retrieved my $20, and then I got the sparkling champagne, as you saw, and that was so pretty to me, and I have never seen a drink like that. Like I don't know how they were able to get it like so sparkly. It was so cool. And it wasn't strong at all, but it was a nice drink. I really want to know the name of the champagne because it was perfect. Okay, next bullet point is I incorporated something new this time around, and all I put here was name your price. So basically, when people would come to my table and certain items, because I was rushing to get things made, I didn't put a price tag on it. And I guess I didn't have my price sheet out either, because my prices my old price sheet doesn't match with my new prices. So I just didn't put it up. Oh, take notes from me and just be better prepared. But long story short, I incorporated a name your price component at my pop-up, and it was phenomenal. So a lot of people, they would ask how much something was. And I feel like typically when some people ask like how much it is, it's, they might be on a budget. Like I understand it, I get it. So what I told them, I was like, oh, you can just name your price for it. And that worked in my favor for one item. Like a girl, she was like, oh, she was like, I want to pay you at least 15. I was like, okay, because I probably would have charged her like probably 10. So she ended up buying those earrings, and I was super grateful for that. And then it was another girl, she was a graduate student. So from my understanding, like money was tight, and she was saying like she was on a budget and she wasn't really expecting to buy anything. And I was like, girl, like I completely get that. I was there like not too long ago, and she was really wanting my claw clip. And this specific claw clip, it was the very last butterfly claw clip that I sell. If you haven't seen a picture of them or just seen them, period, I'll leave a picture here of what they look like. So anyways, she was really wanting one, and it didn't have a price on it. And I told her what did she say? She asked how much they were, and I told her the price of them. And she was like, oh, I really want this so bad. And I was like, oh. And I was like, well, just name your price. How much would you want to pay for it? And then she was really hesitant at the time, because she was like, she was just saying how I set my own prices and she wanted to respect that, which I respect because that was really kind and her just wanted to support me as an artist. But I told her, I was like, no, like I want you to have it. And she was like, okay, I can do 15. And I was like, okay. And I gave it to her for 15 and I felt really good about that. Like, you know, like I just want people to be able to have access to my brand, even if they technically can't afford the piece that they want. Like if I'm in the means, or if I have the means to be able to give someone something for a cheaper price, like it was just on my heart to give it to her. Okay, and very last point that is relevant to this video is during that whole entire event, I ended up getting 3 Etsy orders at the same time. And that is always just like a coincidence to me. Like, wow, how did I get 3 orders while I was working? Like, it just feels like it's a proactive sale or sales. So that really made my night. Yeah, y'all. So that was the event. That was my night. Y'all know what's been going on with me and my family. So if you are a believer in Christ and you want to pray for my family, I accept that wholeheartedly. But yeah, I'm so glad that I was able to finally muster up the courage and be able to film this video, because I've been going back and forth a lot on just filming it and just allowing myself time, so I wouldn't just be a mess on camera and crying. But I know that my papa is, you know, at rest, at peace right now. And I trust that the Lord is going to be able to give me and my family comfort and peace during this time. So definitely want to get another video posted next Friday. I have another pop-up coming up, and I want to film that. I also have a drop that was postponed from last week that I want to maybe potentially film the behind the scenes for that. And yeah, whatever else y'all want to see, please leave it down in the comments. And I am still on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and I just recently hit 800. So I'm excited to see this growth in 2024. And I know that my papa will want me to continue to go strong and go hard on here and just accomplish all my goals. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.